Hello all. Today, in continuation of our briefings on frauds, I'm going to touch upon the very important topic, that is insider information or insider trading. You see, this insider information is mostly related to insider trading in general. Okay, but there are some aspects to be considered, like whether it's legal or illegal, a particular inside information, usage of particular inside information, and what are the various types of, in general, a couple of types of information, insider information, and there are several cases of insider information and the consequences of illegal insider information usage. Okay, so in fact, for financial year 15 to 19, as per certain information, Security Exchange Board of India took up about 140 plus cases of insider trading, and there are multiple cases in the US also since long. So it is a big, as you can, it's a big fraud in the sense. Actually, and peculiarly, it is a normally whenever we talk of fraud, there is a fraudster, there is a victim. The fraudster attacks the victim. Victim can be individual, corporate, etc., group of persons, and so things like that we discussed earlier in all our lessons. But insider trading is something where there is no victim. Actually, literally, there is no victim. The thing is, I know something about a company where I am working, or where I am the CEO, or the top management, or in the board of directors, where I have some inside information through which I, in anticipation that once the information becomes public, okay, the shares will go up. So I buy shares, or I tell my relations to buy shares and keep them aside. That obviously information will come, shares will shoot up, come out of it, be happy, enjoy life. Also, with some information which the shares are going to down. So you, before the information is out, you sell the shares at the existing market price, make a hefty profit, and just watch the fun when the market goes down after the negative information. If there is positive information, the shares may go up, negative information, the shares go down, and whereas this positive and negative informations are available to the concerned people, the insiders. It could be managers, it could be executives, it could be board of directors, it could be top management, CEOs, etc., etc. So it is generally, mostly it is related to shares. As you can see, the various types of security, and also information like mergers, takeovers, buying of a company, okay, investing in another company, or big mega projects coming up. Okay, for example, if the car manufacturing company knowing that a very new model is going to come up in the market, things like that. So it is all the mergers, takeovers, and other inside information that may result in these undue profits, or either positive or negative information, undue profits to the insiders. Okay, uh, they are not typical fraudsters as such, but the act is a fraud. Okay, so the act is a fraud for which they have to pay the penalty at the end of the day. And suppose there are cases of like new discovery by a pharmaceutical company. Okay, and it is going to come out, and if the results of the trials, etc., are good, things like that, then the insiders will know about it, and they and if it's a listed company or whatever. Okay, now if it is a listed company, and they know that the shares will shoot up on the information is all, things like that. And also, the contrary to that one, the existing company, they are going to come out with something, and it's a big company, it has got good name, and shares are also well traded, and prices are also good. But even though there is some rumor about the company coming out with another new pharma product, but the FDA or the drug administrations are likely to reject it due to some technical issues or whatever, which information the people inside the company knows, okay, and make use of it and sells here. There's also information they know, because once that is rejected and there are already rumors circulated, and shares will go down. Okay, it's going up or go down is again temporary or whatever. It's a different stock market scenario. But at that moment, these people who by default are not fraudsters, but they commit a fraud, and it is called victimness, because the public and all the other people, or even many other employees of the same company, they may not have this information to make a small profit for themselves. Things like that. Another important aspect of this thing is there's sometimes at times there is a very thin line separating this insider making money out of insider trading, is whether it is legal or illegal. There are several arguments. There are some books also on that one and all that one. The thing is, in most cases, it's of course proved that the occurrence of the particular event and the occurrence of the transaction, and in the process, those persons making a profit, and so this all this, if it can be related and then proved, okay, then there's a fit case for prosecution. That's so. So sometimes it takes quite a long time to gather the information relating to prove such instances, that this guy knows about it. This is what has happened. Okay, this is what he did at this time. The public information came, but before that, this transaction took place and he made money. All things like that to be proved. So it's the timing of the transaction that took place and the timing of the information that is made public relating to which he made a profit. So they should be correlated, and then with adequate evidence. In US and all, at times they take the permission of the respective judiciary, and also wiretap, phone tap, okay, and to establish the evidence by already satisfying the courts that something fishy is happening in this particular case. So, like that, and also even there are there may be some executives may come to hear something about some rumor of positive or negative things that may become that may impact the share price and all these things. So briefly, you see, actually, I got some information on these things which I taken. It's important to be clear on the types of insider information. Insider trading of the nature is of a particular nature is legal as long as corporate insiders report their trades pursuant of the SEC regulations. So, if you have to report, suppose it is not that you are making use, but you have come to hear of it or something like that, but it has been disclosed. Okay, illegal insider trading refers to any trading activity that is based on corporate information that is not disclosed to the public. That is a fundamental fact that has to be proved. Okay, it refers to a trading activity that is based on corporate information that is not disclosed to the public. Okay, so it is that line is very thin, and it has to be proved. Okay, and now the thing is, it is a very peculiar case of fraud. For example, as I already told you, 2015 and 19, Security Exchange Commission took about more than 140 cases of insider information. You just check the net and you will find the day in and day out the prosecution is taking place all over across the world, whether it's US or India or anywhere, about this particular aspect of insider thing. Okay, for example, in the Wall Street Journal or Foster, Finance. Okay, and then there is a I am clone. Okay, Margaret Stewart. Okay, very famous. Martha Stewart. Sorry, Martha Stewart's insider trading. Okay, Martha Stewart's insider trading. In 2004, famous businesswoman and TV personality Martha Stewart served 5 months in federal prison for insider trading. Okay, because she got certain information in the shares of the company that was there, and then made use of it, and it took quite some time to prove it, and ultimately she was such a acclaimed, well-known person. She ended up as a fraudster. Okay, anybody doing anything for a gain, which is not legal, has to go to jail, and then he'll be termed as a fraudster. Okay, and there are several other cases like Enron, Jeffrey's killing. Enron case we have discussed earlier in the financial statements and other issues and all that one in our earlier lesson. Then the biggest one is one of the biggest things which actually I'm still reading a book on that. Okay, the billionaire's apprentice. Okay, this is the case of one Mr. Rajaratnam, who is a Sri Lankan national, settled in US way back in late, I mean, 1970s or so. And then there is also Rajat Gupta, who is also a friend of him. All these are Wharton Business School one, and here there are all IMITs and all highly intelligent and all these people. You know what? That is what we have earlier discussed. Grade that goes through the blood of all these highly successful people. Unfortunately, they already are successful. They already made a name for themselves. They had enormous riches, but they don't stop at it. Let's make something extra money. Okay, that's very unfortunate, but that's what all the time happens. So Rajat Gupta, Rajaratnam, then there is Enron Jeffrey's killing. Okay, and then SSC Group, Stephen A. Cohen, Scott London. This is a very peculiar. So Scott London is a senior KPMG partner and all that one. Yes, he was successfully. He was very successful, got a family, very honest, hardworking person. He accidentally came across a friend of his. Okay, so whenever there's a gap about between two persons who are actually friends at one time, there's a gap and they meet another. As a word of caution, we should also see in that gap what happened. Okay, thing is, anything right or wrong happened with that. So just taking as a friend. Unfortunately, in this case, he just took him as a friend. He knows him and all that one. That man already is doing some not so straightforward business or whatever. And then he told him that he cut some losses or whatever, and to help him and all that one. So, by virtue of being a senior partner in a big Four KPMG, definitely he'll have some information, inside information. So, auditors also have information, lawyers also have inside information. Top employees and managers will have information, board members will have information. So, until it is proved, okay, there are many unproven cases will go away. People make money calmly and all that one. This one. The thing is, when it happens in a big scale, there may be a whistleblower tip through which the SEC or the SEBI or other regulatory agencies will start taking action. I already the other day in another lesson I was telling. Unfortunately, in our these multiple frauds, we only end up in detection and not able to stop or prevent, which a doctor does in the case of a disease. Okay, he will first detect, he will stop and prevent. We are ending up in only detecting the fraud that has already happened. We will learn lessons, we will amend acts, we will make additional policies, but still you are not able to stop or prevent that occurring. Okay, so the thing is, this Scott London, he just when that man said I am in problem or this or that, initially this man shared some information and all that one, and slowly he that man made more money in some case or something, and hardly the Scotland got only some gifts or something, some very little money or something, because this man is honest man, he is not after money or something, just as a friend he tried to help him. So when you are anyone is helping somebody, they can always help, but sharing of the corporate information where they are working, especially in a very critical position like as an auditor or a consultant or a lawyer or something, you should be careful. Because that other man got caught in some other issue, then all these issues came, and that man also turned as a witness against this Scotland, and that he gave me the information about that against a friend only. You help a friend, and that help, and that man, to in order to get a lesser punishment or whatever, has helped today, and the investigators pointing out that I am able to make this money because of the help of this man. So this poor guy has lost his job, has lost his credentials, all this one, all that is established, and for what he received as peanut, nothing. Whereas other man has made the money. So what I'm trying to say is, this is this I mean Martha Stewart or Jeffrey Skilling or this Raja Radharatnam or Rajat Gupta or R. Foster Vance, Jackson Callahan or Business Week. And so it's unfortunate that all these people have made use of the information or shared the information which they have, which has an impact on the share prices either up or down, and made monies, okay, and ended up getting caught, okay, and then losing their name, fame, everything, and then ending up behind the bars, okay. Even in such a case also, there are cases of inside information. So this inside information is still happening continuously. Still, it is happening. Okay, and people are getting away with it. And actually, there is also this recently the biggest this one, Zinjanwala. Okay, there's a case of Zinjanwala also that is going on of investigation in, with respect to some companies where there is his involvement. Okay, so there are dime a dozen cases where people are making use of this information in order to gain undue profits. So it is a very tricky thing, first of all, and then actually, as I said, there are a couple of types of information, insider information, as you may call it, like what's legal, and you have to first establish the legal, or accidentally come to know something and somebody buys something and make some money. It may or may not be called fraud. Okay, but when it is done by the critical persons, we have to end in huge amounts running into sometimes millions of rupees. Okay, that's a clear-cut case of uh, taking undue advantage over the public and are the people who do not have this public information. Before the information becomes public, if these people make monies by virtue of the transaction. So once that correlation is established, it's a clear-cut source of insider information and making profits or coming out of the market also by making profit. So there is a classic insider trading. Okay, top executive of a company knows undisclosed information of the corporation and buys or sells the company stocks based on the non-public materials. That's what I am trying to tell you. So that's before it becomes a thing. But this Martha Stewart and IM Clone Pharmaceutical Company also is about a drug. Erbitux was not approved by FDA. So they tried their best, but for whatever reason it is not being approved, and that information go on to public. And once it goes to public, because the company has got a good name and all that, shares may go down, all that one. So the CEO and then this and through some broker, this lady also came to know about that information, Martha Stewart. So she was also punished. This man, even though he has not actually made any much money, thing there, because he divulged the information, he was taken to prison and up to 7 years. Hmm? And it is a pity that they sold their shares days before the election to FDA was amounting to the public. And he was sentenced to 7 years in prison, and he was ordered to pay 4.3 million and all that one. And it so happened that subsequently another company actually acquired this company, and at a big amount and all that one. And this poor CEO was only looking through the prison of all those development. Simple reason he divulged the information. So with these few words and although several cases, I conclude my session of the insider information. So I advise the viewers to be who are at high places to be careful, not to divulge the information, not to make any extra profit. Okay, and just before any information becomes public, wherever they are working, or whether the top persons are board or top senior managers or the professionals working for the company, because it's only a matter of time. Once you may escape, twice you may escape, third time they will be here. So with these few words, I conclude this insider information and we move forward with more and more of these instances. See, these are all not only to be make aware of these fraud and all that, but also try to stop and prevent. Okay, and individually also try to avoid just to crumble down like that Rajaratnam or Rajat Gupta or Jeffrey Skilling. All the top people, highly intelligent people, highly educated people, the top positions, they have made their monies, and all that one. But still involving in these things, totally the whole life efforts and name and fame just go down the drain. All said and done, he is a convicted felon by the end of the day. So take care and good day.